Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The wind let up today, but dangerous driving conditions remain. The driver and passenger in this flipped SUV were hurt, but not too badly. The scary part about this morning's crash was that the SUV slid across 3 lanes of traffic before flipping over the guardrail, falling 10 feet onto I-94 near 5th Street in Fargo.
Right now, the commute home seems to be going okay for the majority of drivers. We'll talk more about road conditions in just a minute, but let's get the latest on the weather tonight. Hutch, technically, we've improved.
We have improved, and our temperatures, at least for some areas, will be continuing to do so as we go through the overnight hours. But big changes in our forecast are in the offing. It's coldest in the Devil's Lake Basin, sub-zero there. Temperatures near zero in Fargo and above zero across Minnesota. Some light flakes here along and north of Highway 2. Minneapolis seeing some heavier bands of snow. So we'll have passing snow showers mainly up north tonight. They could accumulate by morning as we'll have waves and periods of light snow. 1 to 3 inches of slippery snow on the road up north. This is not the storm we're talking about, but later in the day we'll see some development of heavier snow, prompting a winter storm watch for many of our counties minus the Devil's Lake area for Wednesday and into Thursday. A couple different waves of heavy snow. Some could have 6 to 12 inches. Isolated spots could have more by the time we're done with Thursday. On hour-by-hour details on that this evening, though, for most of us, pretty bearable, all things considered.
Enjoyed the good times while we have them?
Indeed.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
From the dangerous cold, slippery snow, snowplow drivers have been working feverishly to keep roads clear. But all this snow has led to large pileups on almost every roadside.
These snow banks or snow mountains are making intersections even more dangerous. Joining us live from Fargo is Valley News Team's Katie Offerly, who tells us with this week's potential snow, could that make the cleanup process even harder? Katie?
Mike, Andrea, I'm out here, and as you can see, the snow that has been plowed has made it into the snow berm that stands taller than I am, and I am 5 feet 9 inches tall. So as I've been driving around throughout the day, I've been noticing these snow berms throughout the entire area, and this impacts drivers. Drivers are unable to see as they try and turn onto these roads. In the video you're seeing, it shows just how little drivers are able to see of the street unless they pull forward nearly into traffic. When I spoke with both the North Dakota Department of Transportation and Fargo Public Works, they say they have been working today to clear these snow berms for the safety of drivers. But unfortunately, as we're expecting more snow, clearing the roads takes priority, adding to the height of these snow berms.
We're going to start getting snow, so that'll get put on hold again. So I would guess, and they're showing wind through Thursday. So I'm hoping maybe Friday, Saturday next week we can start blowing again.
Fargo Public Works says that if you have an intersection that is particularly bad and is blocking your line of sight for driving, to contact them, and they'll get someone out there as soon as possible, as long as weather permits. Reporting live in Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Katie. North Dakota DOT also would like to remind drivers to use safe driving practices. Keep your headlights on so plows can see you, give the plows room, and never use cruise control.
A 28-year-old man has pleaded guilty to a sexual assault charge after a woman says he raped her in 2017. Court documents state the 19-year-old victim told police Arsenio O'Quinn stopped by her apartment with a 6-pack of hard lemonade. Court documents say the victim told O'Quinn she didn't feel good and needed to lay down. The next thing the victim says she remembers is waking up face down on her bed with O'Quinn raping her. O'Quinn told police that the sex was consensual.
A local bar is asking for your help tonight, identifying the woman on surveillance video getting into an unlocked pickup truck and then driving away.
It happened at Big Irv's Bar and Grill in Horace last night around 10 o'clock. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with the bar's manager, who says she can't believe this happened in their nice small town.
Before her shift ended at this bar in Horace last night, one waitress did what most of us do in the frigid winter temps. But before she could jump into her warm pickup, somebody else did.
Older style truck, so it doesn't have one of the fobs. So she locked it, started it, left the keys in it, locked it, she thought, and had the other set of keys. And somehow it just must not have locked because The individual that came in, you could see, just opened up the door, got in it, and took off.
Pretzer says the victim is a young single mom using her dad's truck just to get to work every day.
You know, it's a small town. You don't ever think anything. And, you know, she swears that she had locked the door, but, you know, the older style must not have just clicked it down all the way.
And after making a report with law enforcement, Pretzer took to Facebook, posting the surveillance video on Big Irv's page.
And we just have it posted everywhere, trying to get the pickup back.
Hoping to figure out just who the woman under the hat and behind the wheel really is.
Big bomber jacket, and, you know, it looked like one of the Pokemon hats. It looked like one of those knitted hats that had the braids that had come down. No matter what angle we looked at with all the cameras that we have, could not see her face.
And Pretzer says tips have been pouring in.
The phone at the bar here has been ringing off the hook.
Making her hopeful there's a happy ending in sight.
She has to rely on others to help her, so just anything we can to get that truck back.
In Horace, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
The stolen vehicle is a 2005 navy blue Chevy Silverado. Big Irv's is not sure if two other people seen on surveillance video are involved in the incident or not. And the Cass County Sheriff's Department could not comment on that either, but say it is an active investigation. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office 241-5800.
A bill has been introduced to seal DUI records in North Dakota after Republican Representative Dennis Johnson of Devils Lake pleaded guilty to a no contest to DUI. If an offender keeps their record clean for 7 years following their conviction, the record would be sealed. However, the criminal justice system could still look back 15 years. Johnson testified in Bismarck that people have told him they've had troubles with employment in their career field following their mistake.
It may help for people getting back to work. I'm trying to help that individual that had the one mistake and has to feel bad for the next 10 years because they had one mistake in their life.
Representative Shannon Roars-Jones of Fargo is working on a similar bill that would extend to more offenses than just DUIs. Both bills are still in committee.
A school choice bill has cleared North Dakota's House. Supporters say it will help families access the services they need, but some educators disagree. Carrie Buckles says it took years of struggling before her son was diagnosed with dyslexia. She opened Haley's Hope to help other children with dyslexia because public schools were not able to help her son. Buckles says that's why she supports House Bill 1464. The bill asks the state to study school choice programs and educational savings accounts, which would allow families to use public funding for education, but in a different setting.
We have students coming from 62 different towns across the state. How do those families in small towns get help if they don't have access to us or a service like us?
Some educators argue against the idea, saying research shows those programs are not effective. The bill now moves to the Senate.
Legislation led by top Republican House members would use money from North Dakota's voter-approved oil tax savings to help offset state income taxes. The measure would use half of the earnings from the state's legacy fund beginning in 2021 to reduce individual and corporate income taxes. Representative Craig Hedlund of Jamestown says that state income taxes likely would be eliminated over the next decade with legacy fund earnings. The fund currently holds more than $6 billion.